Hey guys, today we're changing the hood hinges on the old 58. And actually, I found out it's a 59, so who knew? Okay, so what we have is, this is the new hinge. And there's two of those, and it comes with new springs. And these springs are a booger to get off. They'll hurt you if you're not careful. So there's the old spring, or the old hinge. I've already got the spring off. Got the other side clamped with the channel lock so the hood will stay up. And this side we got it blocked just so once I take that hinge off, there's nothing holding that up. So I'm hoping that channel lock holding that grip over there will keep the hinge or the hood swung up, not oak, swung oak. I say some stupid stuff. Probably wouldn't hurt to have a prop rod on this side. I don't know, we'll see what happens. I think what I'll do is I'll just loosen all the mounting points first. And just see how it acts. Let's see if she acts right. Actually 5 mounting bolts. This hinge holds. And looks like they're all slotted, so they're adjustable. So surely we'll get this thing out of adjustment. And surely we'll have the most difficult time getting it lined back up. Surely. The best way to do this is to have a partner, but I don't have one today, so I'm social distancing. So there's the old hinge, and what happens to them is they get bent up and stretched out. You see on here how these teeth are misaligned compared to the new hinge, how those teeth are meshing together. And again, the old hinge, the teeth are not meshing together. That means one of these arms somewhere has to be bent in order for that to happen. And what happens when it becomes like this is the hood won't shut all the way in the corner back there. So that's why we are changing the hinges, man. That's why we're changing the hinges, man. Yeah, you really just want to, anytime you're doing anything like this, you want to really make sure that you have the hood safely propped up, because if it falls while you're in here, it just ain't going to feel good at all. Alright, so this one seemed to be bolted down pretty close to the top of that, the settings on this hinge, so I'm gonna, that's where I'll tighten it down. Preliminary. Okay, so that's tight, and then no longer in danger of the hood crashing down on the fender, so we can slide this block out of the way. And I think we'll test close it before we put the spring on. The spring is just a lift assist. Okay, so we'll take our channel locks off. Light out of the way, and let's see how close she ain't. See, Dave's in here, been doing body work, so I don't want to mess his stuff up. She's pretty close. I think that's good enough. She's pretty close, yeah. I mean, that's good enough to go ahead and set the other side. Now see, the other thing is too, I put a new latch on this morning. I didn't film that, so I don't know really if it's lined up here very well or not. Okay, so there's the new hinge fully installed on the driver's side with its new spring. Okay, so we did get the passenger side hinge mounted, and I've already shut the hood. Everything lines up well, and the hood latches. So now we're going to install this spring, and it's really, really tight. So we start here with this bracket and the fender. You just put your spring in there like so. Bring it around. Now that hook has to attach. Oh, you can't ever see anything. It has to attach to this hook. And we're going to use this tool here. I call it, this is the, let's see, what can we call this? The hood spring assist lift tool 2000, I guess we could call it. So it's the spring installer 2000. So I'm going to try to put this camera somewhere, because I won't be able to hold it. I'm going to have to fight. Maybe right there we can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end of this tube, because it's hollow, put it on my spring, and then I'm going to push until I get it over there into that hook. It's tight. It might not be possible. There, it just hooked, but not all the way yet. Still got to. There it went. It's in there. Whew. It's always a struggle. See, what that does is that when you close the hood, it'll stretch that spring, so you got spring tension while it's closed. So those springs help pull the hinge when you open it. It makes it easier to open. You see. See how that works? It's dark. Light on that. Stretchy. All right, so we're under the 58, 59, who knows what year it is. And one thing that we run into when we lowered it was that the shocks didn't have any more travel room. So, see, they're mounted on that mount that hangs off the axle, and they need to be mounted at a lower point now. So what we come up with is we welded basically made a shock mount that welded to the edge of the U-bolt mounting plate, so that got the shock down to a lower mounting point. And see, it'll go something like that right there, to just weld right to the edge of that mounting plate. It's pretty thick steel, and then the shock, it gives the shock like about 6 inches, 7 inches of travel room. So that's probably about how far we lowered it.